everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. So for today's video I thought I'd show you how to plan and organise your life for 2020 and how I'm starting to get myself organised for the new year. So we've made it through the January blues, we've made it through that first month, that really hard, difficult month, and now I think it's time to get our shiz together. So let's get organised and get things done. Let's make it a good year. I'm so excited, so motivated, and yeah, I hope you will come on this journey with me. So I'm going to be showing you how I get organised, what I've been doing recently, and my biggest tips and tricks of how you can do this yourself. Basically just start getting your life together. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, turn it on to all notifications so you don't miss a single video. And without further ado, let's get started. It's such a good day, it's just so bright and sunny, and it's amazing how some good weather can just like completely change your mood. And I've got my brand new laptop and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's a Microsoft Surface laptop, it's touchscreen, it's so small and light, it's the 13.3 inch, so it's very portable and small, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. So my number one tip for getting organised is write stuff down. The amount of people I see that don't write things down and just try and keep everything in their head, I don't understand how that's possible. You will never get things done or be productive if you don't write things down. I have so many notebooks, like far too many to count, but I have them for a reason. I have different notebooks for different things and I keep myself organised, and this ensures that I don't forget a thing, which is the most important factor to being organised, is not forgetting things, not forgetting key dates, key things that you have to do. It's so important, and it just helps you to stay motivated. If you're constantly like falling behind and like tripping over yourself with the amount of different things you have to do because you constantly keep forgetting and you're getting right up to the deadline and stuff like that, it's just so much more stressful than just writing it down, setting a date for doing it and getting it done. So that is my number one tip. Write stuff down, no matter what your system is, notebooks, apps online, whatever it is, write it down. So I have quite a few different notebooks and planners. Of course, you don't need this many. I've just collected them over time and I don't always use them all. Some of them I put away and I'll go back to them, you know, say in a few months. But you definitely need a few different ones to separate different aspects of your life. So like your personal life and work are definitely things that need to be separated. So I have a separate one at work. I write down my things to do for the day, and once I go home my mind is cleared and I will return back to that the following day. If you're constantly writing notes all over the place or scribble down all in one notebook, you're constantly going to be having to flick through and find the thing that you're looking for, and you're constantly going to see things from other aspects of your life that don't relate to the time when you're actually looking for what you need to do. I don't know if I explained that very well. So I'm just going to start with my diaries. So I've got two different diaries that I use. I've got this large one which is really good for my YouTube planning. I used to plan all of my life in here, but I've decided recently to switch it over to just YouTube planning, and it seems to be working really well. It's got loads of different places to write inside and it just works better. So that's kind of just a preview of what my month is looking like and how I use it to plan YouTube. But I'm going to be doing another full video on this, so don't worry, I'm going to be going into a lot more detail about that. And then I've got my little diary. So this says Dream It, Plan It, Achieve It 2020 diary, and this is just a really small cute pocket diary, and it's really good for organising your life and main events and jotting them down just whenever you're out. You can put this in your bag anywhere you go, so I really like it for that. I also like the fact that it has different timetables, so you can write out a timetable, sort of like time blocking. So it's got Monday to Sunday and different times throughout the day, so you can designate certain times to different things. And it also has weights and measures, 2020 key dates, calendar. It's just got loads of different really handy bits of information in there, so I really like this diary to keep my personal life organised. So then I have a few different notebooks, and like I said, of course you don't need this many. I don't use them all, but I've got my things to do today, which I do use quite a lot. I use this in the house. Especially on a weekend, the first thing I do in the morning is see what I need to do and write a list and tick them off as I go throughout the day. So as you can see, that's yesterday's and I've got quite a few of those ticked off. Some of them I've had to carry over to today and I'll complete those by the end of the day. But I just love writing lists and it just really keeps you organised. So I have my things to do. I've got my getting it done notebook and this one, which I've actually stuck a sticky note on because I was trying to like organise what I do with each planner. This is a weekly planner and this is really handy if you want to separate different aspects of your life. So it has work, home and play, so you can obviously separate the different tasks that you have to do in your life if you want to see them all in one place. And it has week commencing at the top, so you can like plan a week. So I used to use this quite a lot and it is really handy. So they're my different planners. And then I've just got different notebooks and various files and folders which I use for like my YouTube, blogging, all of my content creation, and I like to just keep these all in designated books and folders so I know exactly where everything is when I need it. But like I said, I'll go on to that in another video. So for me, it always comes back to my number one tip: write stuff down. The biggest tip for organising your life for the new year. So I personally like to use a mixture of my notebooks, diaries and digital. I use digital calendars and different apps and stuff like that, but it all comes down to personal preference. But what I will say is, especially if you have different notebooks and planners for different things, is always keep a master guide. So since I have two different diaries, one's for YouTube, one's for personal, and the same with my notebooks, I always like to keep it on my online calendars and sync it all up so I can see it all in one place. So every day when I open my laptop, more so on the weekends, the first thing I do is open my calendars. So I just use the calendar app on my laptop and I have my Outlook and Gmail synced up to this one calendar. So as you can see on the side, I can tick and untick different sections so I can view exactly what I want to see. So I've got calendar, which is just my personal life. As you can see, not much actually going on at the minute. And then I've got my YouTube, firework, blog, filming and social media. Then I've got things for my Gmail, which sometimes things sync up from emails and stuff like that and they get automatically added to your calendar. So I make sure that Gmail's on just in case something's come over and it like creates an automatic event, because I think that's really handy. So that's why I just like to keep everything in one place. So everything comes from writing stuff down in my notebooks and planners, and I put it all onto this one master guide. If you choose to use online calendars, I highly recommend this app called Trello. You may have heard of it, a lot of people have, it is getting quite popular and I've used it for quite a few years, so I'm going to just pop to the home page. So as you can see on Trello, it's just online but you can also get the app. So what you do is you create different boards. So I have blog, firework, to do and YouTube. So you can see this is highly used for my content creation, but it's really good for projects or anything you're working on in your personal life as well. So I'm just going to pop into one and show you an example. So in my YouTube, like I said, I'll do another video on this, but I have my 2020 schedule. So this is a list and then you create cards that go into the list. So I have my get organised for 2020, which I'm filming right now. I've got my early holiday shop, Primark summer shop, first look. And I'm not going to go through them all because you don't want to see everything that I'm doing. I've got to keep some surprise there. Then I have my 2020 done. So once I've done, let's say I've finished the video that I'm filming right now, I would just drag it over, pop it in there, go on the due date, tick done, and you can add descriptions onto your cards, different things you need to remember, and then you can make your own little checklists, you can attach things. It's really cool. I highly recommend you have a look at that. Now the great thing about Trello that I really love is you can get different power-ups. You get 1 or 2 for free. So what I've done is I've used the calendar power-up. So if I pop into the calendar here, it creates a calendar of everything I've put into my cards. If I put a date on, it pops it into here. So I can see like the calendar view. I don't use this often, but it is good if while I'm just working on my YouTube planning on Trello, I can just pop into the calendar view and see when different things are due. But the best thing about this is if you pop into settings, you can get your iCalendar feed, which is what you use to sync different calendars together. So what I've done is, for most of these boards, so for my firework, my blog and my YouTube, I've copied over this iCalendar feed into my calendar, and that's where these things come from. So it automatically syncs into my YouTube. I've got firework, which I haven't got anything going on at the minute, and my blog. So I just love that it syncs over. And then if I tap on one, say get organised for 2020, it has all of the details in there. So everything that I've put up on Trello, it has it right here, so I can see exactly what I need to do. And there's the URL if I want to go directly to the card. So I think it's absolutely fantastic for organising stuff and for making plans and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to sync everything up and have it all in one place over on your Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar, whatever you use, Trello is really, really good for that. Now, I found some other apps which are actually amazing for syncing stuff up. So one of them is called If This Then That. And it's basically got loads of things on it called applets. So let me just sign in. So if I go on Explore, you can then see all of the different applets that it's got. So this is really good for organising your life. So what they basically do is, as seen by the name, if this thing happens, then this thing happens. So it's like setting up some like automation in your life. So here's a really good example. So this one is create card on Trello via Amazon Alexa to-do list. So if you've got an Amazon Alexa and you ask it to add to your to-do list, or say add to your shopping list, or add to a list, you can set this up to then create that as a card inside your Trello so that you can see it from both places. So that's just an example, and it's really easy to set up. All you do is click connect and then just log into your accounts, and it's really, really easy to use. And here's another one. So automatically mute your Android phone at bedtime. I think that's really cool. Like, there's so much on this website. I recommend you have a look at it. There's also another one called Zapier, which does basically the same thing, but if there isn't an applet for it on If This Then That, then there probably is one on Zapier. So this one's slightly different. You choose the app that you have in mind, and then you set up what you want to happen with it, rather than there already being like an applet for it, if that makes sense. And the final few things I want to talk about are apps that I have on my phone. So I have a few different ones that are great for notes and setting reminders. They are a lot better than the typical like Samsung Notes or whatever type of phone you have. They have a lot more features and just different ways that you can organize your notes. So these are really great for if you don't always have a notebook on you or a diary on you, you can just add it into your phone. Great for things that aren't like big events or big things you want to plan on your Google or Outlook calendar. These are great for little to-dos, little things that are gonna get done within the next couple of days, and they're just tiny little tasks. That's kind of what I use this for. So the app that I found that works really well and what I'm using at the minute is called AnyDo. I had tried Todoist, but I found that I didn't really like it as much. It is very, very similar, but there were just a couple of things that weren't great for me. So I've switched to AnyDo. This can also be used with If This Then That and Zapier, like I discussed earlier. So you can use the applets and stuff on there to sync this to your Google and Outlook calendars. If there's anything that is like a major event, something that you really, really need to remember. But as I said, I just use them for sort of smaller little things that I need to remember. So yeah, let's just go through how I use it and show you the main features. So first, it has the different way you can organize your notes. So like today, tomorrow, next week, or sometime in the future. You can also set reminders and it will remind you at that time, which is really cool. It just pops up at the top of your phone, and it usually has it static at the top of your phone, so you scroll down on the AnyDo section and it will come up with anything you have to do for that day. So I really, really like that feature, and it's great if you've just forgotten to write something down or put it on your online calendar, you've got it on your phone, because you probably will always have your phone with you. Some of the features are locked for paid plans, but I don't feel the need to pay for those. Like I said, I don't use it for a lot of stuff, but stuff like labeling, colouring and stuff like that I think are paid features. But other than that, it is an absolutely fantastic app. It's so easy to use, so simple yet efficient, and great for getting stuff done and being productive. The final things I want to talk about are my money apps. So this is not your typical how you would plan your life kind of thing. But I think it's really important to keep track of your finances if you're really into that. So I'm going to be doing another video on how to budget and how I keep track and everything like that, all in a much more detailed video. But I just want to talk about this app called Monzo. Monzo is an online bank and it's really, really great for separating your money into different pots. So on the app, they call them pots, and it's basically as if you saved up money in a money box, but it's like separate ones for separate things. And I think that is amazing for organizing your life into the most important things. So like at the minute, we have our holiday pot, so we save things up in there, basically just like a savings account, but you can set a goal and you can lock and unlock the pot, so you can have it locked so you can't take anything out of it until a certain date. You also get a standard debit card with it, which you can draw funds out abroad up to £200 for free, I believe, which is going to be fantastic for us when we go on holiday. So I'm so glad I downloaded this app, and I recommend you have a look because it's just so easy to use, easy to set up. You don't have to go to any physical banks or anything, and it's great for if you have to save up for a lot of different things. You can put it into your Monzo and separate it into different pots. And that is everything I want to discuss today about how I organize my life, what my system is at the moment, some things I am changing up, seeing what works best for me, what doesn't, and it's all down to personal preference. Like everyone organizes their life and gets their stuff together in different ways, but I just wanted to share with you how I do it and how I like to combine my paper-based planning, so my notebooks, my diaries, my planners, along with digital planning, because digital, whether we like it or not, is such a huge part of our day-to-day lives, and we've got to kind of incorporate that. Even if you are old school like me and you like to write things down, I really love writing, but you've got to kind of find a balance. So I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope I have give you a little bit of inspiration about how you can organize your life for 2020, how you can plan and be more productive for the new year. So don't forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed. I upload every Sunday and occasional Wednesdays, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!